10 o'clock news starts now.
Snow and icy roads. It is a mess out there. It's extremely dangerous, too. Here's a live look in Greenville County. Troopers working more than 100 crashes right now across the upstate.
And check out this video. A car flipped on its side around 5:30 on Highway 29 in Anderson County. It's just, like you mentioned, Diana, a mess. Basically a sheet of ice out there, we're hearing. And I mean, this has been the scene in every county this evening.
And we want to show you a look on I-26 in western North Carolina. Trouble there too. DOT crews and troopers have been staying busy, and these cold temps have made it extremely dangerous on our roads.
Let's take you live to Greenwood. They've seen the snow and ice as well. Troopers warning everyone tonight, stay off the roads. And it really goes for tomorrow morning as well.
And tonight, every public school in our viewing area will be closed tomorrow. They have announced that. Several government offices will be closed as well, or delayed at least. And we have a full list of those closings coming up in just a couple of minutes. We do want to thank you for joining us for this special edition of the 10 o'clock news.
That's right. We'll have another hour-long newscast with live team coverage after the President's State of the Union address on our regular Fox Carolina channel. And of course, our big story, well, we're in the Weather Center, so it is definitely the weather, and we're seeing some dangerous conditions. And we talked to the Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Ridgway, a good friend of ours. He works the roads. He told us this is the worst he's seen at Kendra since the 80s, as far as ice goes.
Yeah, this was a strange situation. You know, yesterday we were in the 60s. Right. A lot of the snow that fell actually melted on the roads quickly because the ground had warmed up from those temperatures yesterday, but the air temperature was well below freezing, so it would melt and then refreeze so quickly. Usually we see that kind of refreeze very late at night, but we had it happen almost instantly out on the roads. So because that snow fell at such a terrible time during the late afternoon, evening commute, we saw a lot of accidents out there. I think it caught a lot of people off guard. Now, the snow is moving out now, but the icy roads are here to stay. Let's check out where it is still snowing. Notice we have scattered light snow showers across the upstate, but the bulk of the widespread heavier snow is beginning to shift off toward the Midlands. Greenwood, it's starting to end for you, but Silver Street as well as Newberry, Prosperity, you're going to continue to see that light to moderate snow. But Union, it has quickly come to an end around your area, just flurries lingering across much of the upstate tonight. In the mountains, we have another round of light snow, but notice how it's really shriveling up. This will not make it into the upstate, but it may bring another dusting to those in western North Carolina. I want to show you these temperatures. This is what's going to cause such a big problem for us overnight, and that is that we're well below freezing. 22 in Greenville, 24 in Anderson, 16 in Asheville, on our way to the teens and single digits. That means that roads that are already icy will stay very icy, and we can even see those roads worsen over the next few hours. So like we've been saying, stay off those roads, and we'll continue to bring you updates throughout this newscast.
All right, Kendra, thanks. Well, right now I'm here on our website, foxcarolina.com, and you can see all the warnings and watches that are out there. They're scrolling at the top. But what we're going to talk about now, closings and delays. That's what's important right now. We're going to go to those, and it's all right here. And check out the list. We're talking a ton of businesses here, more than we usually see. Churches as well, colleges, governments as well, and of course the schools here. And during our cut-ins all afternoon, we basically went through all the schools. The very last one to come into us, Abbeville County. They called us just a few minutes ago. Abbeville County schools will be closed tomorrow. That's when we have been waiting for. They had a conference at 8 p.m. But again, you can find all of these at foxcarolina.com. We also scroll them on the station as well, Fox Carolina News, when it is warranted. So right now I'm going to throw it back over to Diana on the desk.
All right, Cody, thanks a lot. Well, the snow and ice is definitely wreaking havoc on upstate roads. And the Highway Patrol, wow, they have been busy tonight. They're working more than 100 accidents across this area. It has been absolutely insane. I'm going to take you right now, web live to Troop 3. This is Anderson, Greenville, Oconee, Pickens, and Spartanburg counties. And watch this list as I scroll down web live right here. It keeps going. These are the accidents that are being responded to right now. Many of them don't involve injuries, but what's happening is so many people are getting stranded out there on the road. They might be on a hill and they can't get up the hill. Maybe they've gone off into a ditch or are stuck in a curve. This is happening again and again. And right now, the Highway Patrol is just absolutely swamped trying to take care of wrecks going on like this. And just check out this as well. We have some video of what could have been a very bad accident. Take a look at this. It was taken from the mounted dash cam in reporter Adrian Acosta's car around 4:30 this afternoon. See that right there?
Wow.
That car going sideways. He was on Highway 276 coming into Greenville. He saw a car spin out right there across the median, right beside him. Then he saw the truck cross into his lane behind him. He tried to change lanes but couldn't because of all the other cars around him. He certainly was lucky that this was not much worse. Well, many of you were forced to be out on the roads to get home from work today, and you know how bad it was out there.
Yeah, and speaking of trying to get home and stuff, we've just learned the city of Greenville, the Green Link, on a 4-hour delay tomorrow. So we're just hearing that. So that's going to make, if you ride these buses, an issue in the morning. Dana Wachter is live now in Spartanburg County. And Dana, fortunately, you didn't find yourself in harm's way, but I saw some pictures you sent to us, and it was a mess out there, Dana.
I saw a lot of wrecks today just driving around the upstate. On my way up from Greenville to Spartanburg, where I am right now, I saw 2 different wrecks. The highway itself is doing pretty good because that is where DOT and a lot of the crews were really trying to put a lot of their efforts with salt and snow today. But as you can see, I'm here at the QT in Boiling Springs. There's ice all over this ground, which is probably similar to what it's like in a lot of neighborhoods and side roads where the DOT crews haven't yet scraped yet. But those road crews will be out all night today. Now, the state DOT plus public works crews all over the upstate started pre-treating those roads yesterday morning, but of course there were still plenty of slick spots across the region and plenty of wrecks, as we said, to prove that. Now, if there's enough snow tonight, then DOT will send plows to start clearing those roads. Until then, though, public works and DOT crews across the region, they're spraying salt and brine mixtures, and if it gets cold enough, then they'll mix it with calcium chloride to melt the ice.
People are tempted to go out and drive and see the snow because it's such a rare event, but we just have to use extreme caution. It's better to be safe than sorry and just stay in tonight and look at it through your window or watch on TV or play in the yard, but just please stay off the roads and let our crews work throughout the night to keep the roads safe.
Now, black ice is the biggest concern, and now that it's dark, drivers, of course, will have a much harder time seeing those wet spots, and it's pretty much a given at this point that any wet spot will freeze. Now, as you said, road crews are really urging people to stay off the roads if at all possible, and if you have to get out on the roads tomorrow morning, they suggest to try and double your time that you give yourself to get there and just go as slow as you possibly can to look out for all these icy spots. Cody?
All right, Dana, thanks so much. And we are going on an hour early on the morning news to make sure you're safe. If you have to gab, we urge you not to. We'll be on the air at 4 a.m. and Trooper Bill Ryan, spokesperson for the Upstate Troop, will be joining us live with updates on the roads. And again, we will be live starting at 4 a.m. on the morning news.
And I'll tell you, if you are just getting off those roads, or maybe you were out there a couple of hours ago, you have an idea of just how slick it is out there. We want to go to our own Fox Carolina's Jennifer Phillips live in Greenville County, where tow truck operators were kept extra busy tonight. Right, Jen?
Yeah, and they're still getting calls tonight, but for an example, major roads like Wade Hampton Boulevard behind me, roads like this, they're clear. But when I say clear, I mean they're drivable. The back roads are the problems, and many times tonight we came to roads where the road was closed and we had to turn around, and that's all because what once was snow is now ice. The snow came down steady. Neighborhoods look like backdrops for postcards. And cars drove on damp roads with ease. But as the sun set and darkness moved in, damp roads turned to ice.
Yeah, we got stuck because it's really freezing.
Jorge Donda tried to spin his way off Rutherford Road in Greenville County, but couldn't do it alone.
Yeah, they helped me out.
And all Palmer Edwards could do is watch.
He's spinning around and I don't want to go past him because I'm scared I'm going to get hit.
Like many others here, she found herself stuck.
I done slid off the road twice, so I'm going to try to make it back home.
And those kind of calls keep Mike Knapp busy.
A lot of these back roads is probably going to be like this one.
He's a tow truck operator with Hawkins Towing.
You can't really tell what lane you're supposed to be in either.
But even he couldn't get to a driver who called for help.
So there's no getting down there.
Firefighters shut down this area near State Park Road.
They won't let me through.
So what looked like a picture-perfect day turned into a big mess. Now, I've worked in this area and lived in this area for several years, and never have I ever remembered a time when a tow truck driver has been told to turn around. So pretty dangerous out here. Live in Greenville County, Jennifer Phillips, Fox Carolina News Tonight.
Very true, Jen, and we're not the only ones seeing this mess. People in western North Carolina are a little more used to the snow, but they saw their fair share of problems today. This is a live look in Henderson County. In our newsroom working right now, Diana, in the Broad River area, we're getting pictures and reports of people that are trapped on some curves there, and they can't get help to them. These people have been trapped since about 7:20.
Literally, they can't move their cars forward, backward. They can't get around each other, and they're stuck there in the cold in their cars. It is really, really something, Cody, and I think Jen's right. What she said, not seeing something like this. We've had bad storms over the years, but I'll tell you, what we've seen coming through our newsroom tonight and the number of accidents and people stranded is unlike anything I can remember.
And I don't remember a time lately that we're worried about getting home and our next crew getting in here. So that's what we're dealing with here. And right now we're going to head down to Greenwood because we have a crew there waiting. Yeah,
we have our own Andrew REESER. He joins us live right now. Okay, Andrew, you're in Greenwood County.
Well, it's pretty cold. I got to tell you, I don't know if this is a thing, but my phone froze. So I don't know. We'll have to get that checked out when I get back. It's not working right now. Anyway, so if anybody at the station is trying to call me, you're out of luck. So we're here in front of the road here. You can see there's not many cars. A lot of people staying off the road per the advice of Greenwood County officials. We spoke with SCDOT crews earlier today. They were out, well, they're going to be out all night, I should say, working to make sure that these roads are safe to drive on. Again, we spoke with Greenwood County officials who are really urging people to stay indoors if they can and really avoid being on the roads here because there is a lot of ice, as you can see. We spoke with one of them earlier today.
We will be available this evening. We have all of our law enforcement, fire, EMS are still open and available. And we will have some other teams that are available too if we need them, also for clearing some roads.
Now, Greenwood County officials also urged everyone, if you're driving and you see a spot on the road that looks wet, it's best to assume that it is ice. I was at the Chick-fil-A actually earlier tonight, and I saw some of those SCDOT crews. They were just grabbing chicken sandwiches and sweet tea to kind of get everybody fed for the night because they're going to have a lot of crew members, about 55, working overnight to make sure that these roads are safe to drive on here in Greenwood County. For right now, reporting live in Greenwood County, Andrew REESER, Fox Carolina News Tonight.
Andrew, thanks. Well, continuing on tonight, all new tonight, the snowy conditions forcing many people across the upstate to stock up, and that definitely caused a rush at the grocery store. Here's how it looked at the buy low right there along Verde Boulevard in Greenville tonight. The store was stocking up, trying to get more milk on hand. They couldn't even keep up with demand at a certain point. And at the Walmart on Pelham Road here near the station, it was de-icer and bread that needed restocking. Store managers say they are ready for the weather because everybody always needs bread and milk.
We watched our mom and dads when we were growing up, when the first hint of snow or weather, we went to the store and we got bread and milk, and we've just grown up and done the same thing.
Yeah, I think we all just do that, right? Well, many we spoke with in the stores say they're just getting the items in case power goes out or if they can't get out in the morning. They just want to be ready and be stocked up in case they need it.
And we asked and you answered on Facebook and on air and Twitter. We wanted to see your photos, and I've started a slideshow right now on our website, foxcarolina.com, and check them out. We have about 32 slides here that we're going through, and you can see everything from people riding on their cars to playhouses here. Kids definitely enjoying this. A lot of those that got out early, and of course the back porch, we get a lot of those. But the dog pictures were the best. We asked you guys to hashtag Fox Snow Pet Pics, and we got some great ones this afternoon.
You know, and I like to say, when you see a slideshow like this is the happy part of the storm. Yes. This is the kids enjoying it. This is the dogs running around in the yard. And what we're seeing out on the roads, Kendra, is such a different story. Because I'll tell you, I was at home with my kids this afternoon. My dog was in and out having a great time. The second I got in my car, wow, everything changed.
It really did. And we didn't see that much, so it was very deceiving.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen several inches of snow in the upstate, and the roads haven't gotten this bad. And the key was the temperature today. I mean, it it caused the melted snow to freeze on the roads so much faster than it would have normally. So we were dealing with conditions like you would see at 4 or 5 in the morning, most snow mornings, for that evening commute home. And I think people were just a little bit caught off guard and weren't quite understanding, wait a minute, that's not a wet spot, that's a frozen spot on the road. So scary stuff for us. Let's take a look though. Luckily the snow is moving out. That doesn't mean that we're not going to see icy roads though overnight. It looks like we're going to continue to see the snow fall in the southern part of the upstate. All right, we're looking at snow falling in Newberry County still, around Greenwood County also, and it looks like in the mountains we're still seeing a little bit of that snow. Right now, if we could switch over from prompter, that would be great. And snow continues to fall in western North Carolina, but it will wind down over the next few minutes to the next couple of hours. And let me show you on Futurecast what we're expecting. We'll have clouds around throughout the rest of the evening, but the snow is going to taper off quite a bit. We're going to be looking at that snow moving off toward the Columbia area as well as toward the coast. But notice Wednesday morning will be clearing out nicely, and then throughout the day, mostly sunny skies. But black ice will be a huge issue early Wednesday morning for us because temperatures will plummet into the teens across the upstate, and we'll be looking at single digits in the mountains. Look at some of these snowfall totals, just unbelievable. 2.8 inches of snow around Salem. And I say unbelievable because it's kind of funny that we've had so many issues with not that much snow, but again, it was all about that very cold temperature that we had outside throughout this whole event. Around an inch fell in Greenville and Boiling Springs. Winter weather advisory in effect for those counties all along the 85 corridor, western North Carolina, all for icy roads as we go into tomorrow morning. Same thing in the southern part of the upstate, winter storm warning there. So pretty much all across our area, the roads will be terrible from now on through the morning hours tomorrow. I think even after 9 a.m. It's going to be pretty bad, probably up until about noon, until we can get those temperatures a little closer to freezing and above. So snow's ending tonight. Watch for those icy roads through Wednesday morning. More black ice will be possible on Wednesday night. So tomorrow, we're talking about 17 early on in the upstate. Black ice will be likely with a northwest breeze at about 5 to 10. In the mountains, 8. With hazardous roads. Yes, it's going to be bitterly cold in western North Carolina with that snow on the ground and black ice on the roads. And we're seeing that snow pick up around the Columbia area, ice coating places like Charleston and Myrtle Beach. And we've seen quite a bit of snow across central Alabama as well as Atlanta. More snow than was expected with this system for those spots. 22 the current temperature at Kia of Greer, at the east breeze at 11, and we're in the 20s and teens area wide. 27 in Spartanburg, 22 in Greenville, and 16 in Asheville. Now for tomorrow's forecast, ice throughout the morning on those roads, and then we'll warm into the 30s by the afternoon, which should help conditions on the roads quite a bit. But throughout the morning, you'll really want to be careful and don't be out unless you absolutely have to be. 24 by the end of the day in the mountains, so roads will stay pretty bad throughout the day as we won't even warm above freezing. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, where we'll be slowly warming up through Thursday and Friday. Highs in the low 50s by Friday, and overnight lows staying very cold. In fact, teens once again tomorrow night. So anything that melts and is left over could turn into black ice again on Thursday morning. We'll be watching for showers this weekend with highs, look at that, back up to 60 on Sunday. That's Super Bowl Sunday, of course. And then we'll keep showers in the forecast Monday into Tuesday. So of course, for weather coverage anytime you want it, you can go to foxcarolina.com and click on our weather page, and that's where you can get my webcast, our weather blog, and updating that throughout the day, and of course your local forecast and local temperatures. And our morning show will be starting early tomorrow, the morning news from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. because of just how dangerous those roads will be, and we'll be bringing you updates on closings as well as delays across our area. No, schools obviously closed, but a lot of businesses will be letting us know when they'll be opening or not opening at all throughout the day.
And talking about those dangerous roads, we're actually getting reports of several people that's been stuck here in the upstate since about 7:30. We're going to talk live to at least one of those women who's got a group of people stuck. Right now they can't get anywhere. They can't get out of these wrecks. So they've been on the road not being able to get home.
It is really something. So many stories out there, and we'll bring those to you throughout the night. Well, we thank you for watching tonight. We'll have another newscast on our regular Fox Carolina channel just as soon as the President's State of the Union wraps up. That'll likely be around 10:30 tonight.
The 10 o'clock news starts now.
Dangerous roads, school closings, and slick conditions. Fox Carolina has you covered live tonight in Greenville.
In Anderson, roads are the main concern too. Lots of snow and a ton of accidents.
And in Spartanburg, snow-covered roads leaving troopers and tow trucks scrambling.
And in Greenwood, drivers there needed to take their time as well so they wouldn't slip and slide, but that really didn't help. Everyone out there at some point slipping and sliding.
And it's not much different in western North Carolina. Check this out live. Henderson County hit hard too. This is the mountain snow that's left schools closed and roads there a mess.
Good evening, I'm Cody Alcorn.
And I'm Diana Watson, and we have a ton of weather to talk about tonight. We have your road conditions, which are awful. We can say that right at the beginning. We have snow totals and a lot of school closings.
All major school districts in the upstate, western North Carolina and northeast Georgia closed tomorrow, including Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, Greenwood.
Oconee, Buncombe, Henderson, and Polk counties also closed, just to name a few, and there are many, many more. You can find them all at foxcarolina.com. And you'll also see all of those cancellations and delays for tomorrow running at the bottom of your screen all night and throughout the morning.
And we've got so much to cover with a frigid Tuesday night as well. We have team coverage. Fox Carolina's Dana Wachter has been all across the upstate tonight, keeping an eye on the roads. She's live in Spartanburg. We'll get to her in just a moment.
And Fox Carolina's Jennifer Phillips has been out with tow trucks in Greenville County, picking up stranded motorists and finding out how to stay safe if you have to drive. But first, Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent live in the Weather Center right now with the very latest on this winter weather.
Well, guys, the snow is slowly ending for us across the upstate, but the icy roads, they're here to stay. Let's take a look at Fox Radar 3D, where you can see the snow is really thinned out across the upstate. We're only seeing a thin band from Lawrence on toward Abbeville counties as well as Greenwood. We'll put this into motion. Notice we were seeing widespread snow about an hour ago, but that is quickly shifting to the south toward the Columbia area where they'll start to pick up higher totals. But right now along 178, picking up a little bit of light snow in the upstate. Greenville, Spartanburg, and most of Anderson County is dry, and at this point in the mountains the snow is beginning to thin out. However, with the very cold temperatures, roads will continue to stay bad all night. And for the weather anytime you want it, go to foxcarolina.com. That's where you can check those temperatures in the morning as well as read our weather blog and check out our webcast.
And the roads are really the big story right now, Diana. We talked to the Sheriff's Office, Greenville County. Lieutenant Ridgway works a lot of nights. He said this is the worst he's seen the ice since the 80s.
It is really, really something. We keep getting calls and emails from many people talking about what they've experienced tonight. And if you were out, you definitely saw scenes probably a lot like this. A viewer sent this video of cars slipping and sliding, trying to make it on roads that are sheets of ice and snow. And Fox Carolina's Dana Wachter has been following these road conditions throughout the upstate. Tonight she's live in Spartanburg County with the latest on what's happening there and what she's seen tonight. Dana?
Okay, guys, well, first of all, snow finally stopped here. It's kind of been flurrying off, on and off, but road-wise on Highway 85, Interstate 85, on the way up here, that's where a lot of the road crews are working today. It was actually pretty good, though there still were some wrecks out there. This ground right here is what we're looking at. Probably a lot of the other neighborhoods and side roads. We're actually at a gas station, and it's pretty slippery and icy. So bottom line, road departments say that if you absolutely don't have to be on the roads tonight, stay off them.
Bridge ices before road, a sign meant to send warning. Traffic backed up on Pete Hollis Boulevard Bridge just after 4:30. Wreck number 1, this driver says he was in the far right lane when he saw this car lose control and slide. They collided and he ended up on the median. He says their wreck created a chain reaction. 4 people from this SUV loaded into ambulances. All this before DOT crews had a chance to salt all bridges.
We're sticking to the primary routes, and mainly the interstate at this point.
So DOT crews and emergency services warn people it's only going to get worse as the night goes on.
Any areas that may be wet, when it's going to be that cold, it's going to freeze. You may drive several miles of roadway that's dry and easily passable, but it only takes that one spot to slip up on and have a major accident.
The focus in Spartanburg County this afternoon was getting people home safely, according to Doug Bryson, the county's Director of Emergency Management.
The people in this area just aren't used to snow. We just ask people to slow down, and if you don't need to be on the road, please don't go out. Let the crews keep the roads treated and cleared.
If there's enough snow, plows will start clearing roads. Until then, Public Works and DOT crews across the region spray salt and brine mixtures, and if it gets cold enough, they'll mix it with calcium chloride to melt ice. But dropping temperatures means the morning commute will likely not be pretty.
Double your commute time. Just make sure you've got enough time. Take it slow, and you know, it's a whole lot easier to get there in twice the time than it is to have an accident and deal with it for that much longer.
Now, there are roads shut down across the region. Here in Spartanburg County, Reedville Road is a big one that's shut down for part of the way, and many others. Emergency crews are saying that a lot of these roads are just a sheet of ice. So if you have to be on the roads tonight, definitely take it slow and pay very close attention to what you're doing. Right now, reporting live in Spartanburg County, Dana Wachter, Fox Carolina News Tonight.
And our team coverage continues right now in Greenville County. Take a look at this. Drivers trying to be careful on the roads tonight, but it just wasn't happening. ATVs, they're trying just to get these vehicles off the road. Diana, right now, 10:49 p.m., Highway Patrol reporting 45 crashes in Greenville County alone.
Yeah, it has been just such a staggering number all night long. And right now, the county has 8 trucks out around secondary roads in Greenville County. Obviously, that's a lot of road to cover on a night that has very, very bad conditions. So we'll see. And most of that is being focused on the southern part of the county where they say it's the worst conditions.
And that's why a lot of these schools are closing, because you'll hear from Kendra in a minute. When you wake up in the morning, it's not going to be any better.
Well, that's the thing. And I actually talked to the county spokesman earlier tonight. He told me they're going to put out that calcium chloride mix, trying to melt what's out there. But obviously, it's very cold, very slushy, very snowy out there, layer of ice. Conditions really, as you mentioned, not expected to improve whatsoever between now and tomorrow morning. Well, Fox Carolina's Jennifer Phillips has more on the roads and what wrecker services are doing tonight. And Jen, really a mess even for them.
Yeah, they've even had some trouble tonight, but not on major roads like Wade Hampton Boulevard behind me. For example, this road is clear. Now, when I say clear, I mean that this road is drivable, but those back roads are the big problems. They're really slick, really dangerous. In fact, every time when we ran into the problem with the back roads, the roads were closed or shut down. We had to find another route. And that's because if you take a look here, what used to be snow is pretty slick, and it's now ice. The snow came down steady. Neighborhoods look like backdrops for postcards. And cars drove on damp roads with ease. But as the sun set and darkness moved in, damp roads turned to ice.
Yeah, we got stuck because it's really freezing.
Jorge Donda tried to spin his way off Rutherford Road in Greenville County, but couldn't do it alone.
Yeah, they helped me out.
And all Palmer Edwards could do is watch.
He's spinning around and I don't want to go past him because I'm scared I'm going to get hit.
Like many others here, she found herself stuck.
I done slid off the road twice, so I'm going to try to make it back home.
And those kind of calls keep Mike Knapp busy.
A lot of these back roads is probably going to be like this one.
He's a tow truck operator with Hawkins Towing.
You can't really tell what lane you're supposed to be in either.
But even he couldn't get to a driver who called for help.
So there's no getting down there.
Firefighters shut down this area near State Park Road.
They won't let me through.
So what looked like a picture-perfect day turned into a big mess. Again, it is a big mess out here, Diana. I know I've lived in this area a long time, and I don't think I've ever remembered a time when a tow truck driver was told that he had to turn around. So just an example of how dangerous it is out here tonight.
Jen, I mean, that's the thing that really gets me, and you've lived here in this area a long time. Have you ever seen something like this where people are literally stranded and no one can get to them to help?
Well, I can remember back 2005 when we had that big ice storm. It was pretty bad back then, and I think we were expecting ice. Obviously, we know when snow melts, ice is going to come, but I don't think that people were necessarily really prepared for it to come so quickly because it got really, really cold. So, yeah, it was surprising to see so many people on the side of the road. So, of course, dangerous out here, and be careful.
Okay, good advice. Thanks a lot, Jen.
Well, speaking of people being stranded out there, we're about to go out live right now to a young woman. She works at Haywood Mall trying to get back to her house at GREER since 5:30. She is still not home, stranded on the side of the road.
I mean, imagine that, 5.5 hours, probably a drive that usually takes her a half hour. She's been out there, she's been blocked, and right now she's at a gas station along Highway 101. Her name is Holly Rowe, and she's on the phone with us. Holly, how are you doing tonight? What a night you've had.
Yeah, it's been pretty tiring.
Well, Holly, talk to us. So you left the mall around 5:30. I mean, how far have you gotten, and what's the reason? I mean, what have you been seeing?
Every time that I would go down a road like Haywood, you get so far, and then someone would come out and say, "Turn back around." There, there's a wreck. There's cars piled up. And you turn back around and try a different route, and it was the same thing continually until finally, I just decided to go back to the mall area and get on the interstate and try to get to GREER from there. And then once I got about 2 miles from home, I just gave up and stuck.
Well, I mean, what do you do now, Holly? I mean, is anybody coming to get you? I mean, are there people out there with you? I know there's some other people that are kind of in your same situation.
There are cars piled everywhere. I don't think anybody could get to me. I don't suggest it. There's a dump truck that's stuck in a ditch. It's blocked the road completely. There are people just sliding all over the place. So.
Wow. Holly, how far are you from home? I mean, are we talking a couple of miles that you need to go at this point?
It's about 2.7 miles.
Isn't that something? I mean, have you ever experienced anything like this, or just ever imagined that you literally could not get home from Haywood Mall? It's really something.
No, they always like to pick on Southerners. That, everybody's scared of the ice and things like that. But yeah, I'm not alone. There's a lot of people in the same situation.
Yeah, well, good for you for trying to keep a positive attitude on this, Holly, and we're glad you're safe right now, and we hope you make it home well a little bit later on tonight. Thanks for being with us tonight. Well, continuing on right now, talking about the roads in Anderson, also very dangerous tonight. It's pretty much the story no matter where you are in our area. And here's a look along Highway 29. Earlier today, there was a bad wreck. It almost had traffic at a standstill there. And Anderson County Emergency Services is asking everyone, stay off the roads. There's a lot of ice accumulation that's happened on secondary roads. It is supposed to get worse, or at least, if nothing else, not get any better overnight. And the Highway Patrol, we've been talking about this, they are investigating right now across Troop 3, which is Anderson, Greenville, Oconee, Pickens, and Spartanburg counties, 88 different incidents. We're talking about a lot of these minor crashes or cars in ditches. But you know what? To the people who are involved in these, right now, many of them, like Holly we just heard from, are stranded somewhere because they can't get any help because troopers are literally scrambling from wreck to wreck. Really illustrates just how serious this is. And with all of the snow out there on the roads and the possibility of black ice tonight, a lot of schools, businesses, and churches have cancellations and delays going on. I want to get right over now to Cody. He is standing by at the Fox Carolina Smart Board. Okay, Cody, we have a lot of closings on our website right now, right?
Hey, that's exactly right. We're live right now on our website, and this is the big area, the Fox Carolina Weather Center. You go to closings and delays. When you do that, it's going to pull up this next screen, and that has all of the information that you need. It's up to date as of 10:50, and check this out. These are all the businesses right here. Then you get to the churches, the colleges, the government facilities, and then the schools. Every school in our viewing area in the upstate closed tomorrow, and I believe most of the schools across western North Carolina as well closed. The last one we were waiting on tonight was Abbeville County. They called us just a little bit ago and said they were closing tomorrow, and the reason is we've been talking about this. The roads are horrible tonight, and they're going to be even worse in the morning because, well, it's not going to warm up any. So that is the big issue. Kendra's going to talk about that in just a moment. And while lots of us grown-ups are facing headaches that come with the snow, there are plenty of happy kids, though. A lot of kids going to bed late tonight and excited because, well, they don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. Fox Carolina's Adrian Acosta joins us now with that angle of this storm coverage.
Snow! You could see the joy on their faces and an extra hop in their step as kids across the upstate got out of school early because of the bad weather that was soon to come. At Pine Street Elementary in Spartanburg, parents lined up early to get their kids, but for some, their snow day actually started last night.
Pajamas inside out, spoons under the pillows. Everybody's expecting to wake up to inches of snow, so it was very exciting.
But not every parent agreed with school letting out early.
I think a lot of people are overreacting, but they said come get the kids early, so here we are.
And that dad's not alone.
Lots of parents I talked to told me they were wondering why their kids were being let out when no snow was falling. Well, this is the reason. Right now is the time classes would normally be letting out, and school officials told me they didn't want anyone driving on roads that look like this.
So parents became the teachers for the last couple of hours of today's school day, sort of.
I'm gonna go home and fix my daughter some hot chocolate. I'm gonna help her with her homework.
And it was up to students to do what they were supposed to, like practice their violin and fight the temptation to play in the snow, with a little encouragement from mom and dad.
And now we have lots of work for them to do once they get here. Keep them busy.
In Greenville County, Adrian Acosta, Fox Carolina News Tonight.
And be sure to check foxcarolina.com for all of tomorrow's school closings and delays. And you'll want to stay right here with us on air and online through 11:30 and beyond tonight, plus on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget, wake up bright and early with the morning news. We'll be starting tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Meteorologist Ted Phaeton will have the latest snow news from 4 until 9 tomorrow morning. Well, we're talking slick conditions. Definitely a huge concern tonight.
Yeah, dangerous out there. Take a look. Caught on camera, truck slipping and sliding, almost taking out one of our crew. We'll talk about that coming up.
And a live look in Greenwood, one of the hardest hit areas in the upstate. What safety precautions are being taken on their icy roads?
And you know what was empty on the shelves? The bread and milk, the mad rush, and stores are talking to us about it, but don't worry, they're stocking back up. And we want to see those weather photos. Make sure you get them into us. You still have time. This one is from Piedmont, Chesney, Union, Fountain Inn, and Pendleton. They're all included there. Keep them coming. And you might see yours on the air.
Yeah, we've loved seeing your pictures. You've been our eyes and ears out there as the snow is falling. I'll have those snow totals and show you what you can expect for tomorrow morning and beyond coming up.
Plus, don't go anywhere. We're giving away 4 really nice TVs ahead of Sunday's big game. Just wait for your code word to enter.